I went to my favorite nursery in Tracy yesterday and I picked up this very cute little plant, which I understand requires far more humidity than it gets just being a typical houseplant. So it's ideal for a terrarium situation. So here I am again, replanting terrarium number 1. I have my supplies, the potting mix, the charcoal, the rocks, and the jar. I'm using river rock just because I think it's pretty. And I put it inside the jar, and I don't know, what do you think? Half an inch? I put the charcoal on top of the river rocks, and as you can see, I've got quite a bit in there. From the side, that's what it looks like. Now I put a layer of soil, and this is what it looks like on the side. So I have the river rocks and the charcoal, and then I don't know what, an inch of soil. This is my little plant and the root ball. I did water it last night pretty thoroughly, and now I'm going to gently break apart the roots so that I can put it in the terrarium. Okay, I've gently broken the roots apart just to expand them. I haven't removed anything, but I want them, well, I want to reduce the height of the root ball so that it'll spread out across the base of the terrarium. This is what it looks like from the side. I'm going to take it down a little bit further. Okay, I've got the soil, I believe. Well, what I'm trying to do is secure the plant in the terrarium so all of the roots are covered, and I believe I've accomplished that. I have the little sweet plant inside the terrarium now, and typically I like to put in decorative rocks or moss or something, and I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Look at the beautiful leaves. Oh my goodness. And look how they stand out against the soil. Let me back up a little bit. Well, this is on my potting bench, and so it's not particularly pretty, but I think you can see how beautiful that little plant is inside the terrarium. I don't believe I focused on the name of the plant. There it is. Paella Ellen. Probably butchered it, but anyway, I purchased this beautiful little plant at the Tracy Nursery in Tracy, California. I'm just stunned by the beauty of those leaves. I just brought my beautiful new plant in the house, and I sprayed water on the leaves after brushing some of the soil off of the plant leaves with an old makeup brush, which was clean. And you can see that after thoroughly spraying, the water is seeping into the dirt, but I'm going to leave it setting just for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to add some water at the base of the plant. Not a lot, just a little bit. Because this plant comes from the subtropical areas in South America, of Bolivia and Peru, I need to keep the soil semi-moist all the time. Terrarium is a perfect environment for this plant. What I do with the water in our area is I fill up a milk jug, because that's what I have, and let the water sit and dissipate some of the chemicals. We have a lot of chlorine in the water here, and I have noticed that some of my plants suffer if I just water them directly from the faucet. So this seems to be a better way for me. And what I'm going to do now is I poured some of that water from the milk bottle into a cup, and I'm going to use a syringe to apply the water gently at the base of the plant in the terrarium. This is my syringe, and I did purchase it from Amazon. And as you can see, I have approximately, well, not quite 50 milliliters of water. I use the syringe in some of the outer edges of the terrarium as well, because remember, I spread the roots out. I didn't remove the roots, I just spread them out on the surface. So I wanted to make sure they were moist as well. I am going to let this set a moment, and then I'm going to spray it again with water. Now I'm going to spray this with the water. And I'm going to spray it really good. I obviously don't have the best little device to spray water, but I want to make sure that the surface is wet. And going to the sides again, you can see how the moisture seeps down. And again, I'm going to let it set like that for just a moment, and then I'm going to close the lid. I'm very happy with the replanting of Terrarium 1. Sneaking in closer one more time to look at those beautiful leaves. And it's now in its position with Terrarium 2 and Terrarium 3. So I'm going to put the lid on it and keep an eye on it.